too young. She don't get it. She don't understand what I do.
Yeah.
She just knows. She just understands these big gifts and all the stuff that I get sent to the house. She knows her mom tells her, "Well, your dad sent it." Like she don't know what I do. She's 3 years old. She don't. She's obsessed with JoJo Cinco or Siwa or whatever her name is. JoJo Siwa and Dora the Explorer. That's the only thing she care about.
But there will obviously be a time that I guess, whether her mother with her watches it from home or whatever, there is definitely going to be a time that I guess she will catch on to what daddy actually does, right?
Yeah, I have mixed signals with that. I admire people like Usman who can do both, and he's his daughter knows exactly what he does, and I guess he explained it to her well, and I'm gonna try to do that with my daughter, try to kind of copy what Usman did, so hopefully she gets it, but at the same time I don't want to scare her, like dad's on TV getting bloodied up, that's the thing.
I mean,
Dad might die, I don't want her to think that.
There was an amazing scene. I think it was after the Dustin Holloway fight too. And I know Holloway, obviously he's got a son, not a daughter, but I remember that.
Holloway too, man.
And that was a massive moment. And I think as well, Dustin spoke to Max's son, and it was just that moment, daddy's all right and stuff like. And it was really, heartwarming in a sense. But I can only imagine, as I said, like for a son, it's probably like, as you say, a boy growing up, you sometimes go, oh, that's really cool. My dad's a superhero, right? But like, I guess for a daughter, it might be a little different.
It's gonna be different for her. She ain't gonna think it's cool. She more than likely ain't gonna think it's cool. If I had a son, I would definitely let him know. But my daughter, I don't think she gonna. But I don't really know. I've never been a dad before till now, so hopefully I do it right. That's so that's like any parent's like thing is hopefully we do it right. Like I don't think none of us really know what we're doing.
Without a doubt, and there's no actual manual on how to parent correctly, right? Everyone is like they do it by trial and error. But let me ask you this. If your daughter watches, obviously once she catches on and she's like, wow, my dad's amazing. And as she gets older, she's like, you know what, Dad? I want to fight. How would you feel about that?
Shit. I never thought of that. I don't think she will because her mom is so prissy. But if she did, I'll do the Frank Mir approach and just train her the best I can so she doesn't get hurt. Because little girls are not like little boys. Little girls gonna do whatever they want to do. Little boys, you can kind of convince them not to do something. A little girl, once their mind is on something, they gonna do it. So I just try to teach her the best way, so she can win and not get hurt. I hope she doesn't fight. I hope she becomes like a doctor or something.
Well, let's put that energy out right now, right? We'll have our fingers crossed for you. But I'm just saying it could happen, And as I said, like I've spoken to a few, and they're like, "Nah, I would totally convince them out of it." And I'm like, "But that's a little hard when that's what you do, right?" Or do you think it's a case of that you'll retire from the fight game before she is at that age? Or I don't know. It's definitely something that always plays in the back of your head, I guess.
See, that's my whole thing of like starting my businesses and stuff like that. Like I'm trying to get something started to something so I can teach her how to run it, and she can take over the business that I've brought up, and hopefully she does something like that. I don't want my daughter to fight. I don't. She's too pretty. I don't want her to fight. Well, pretty girls fight too, but I just don't want her to fight. I want her to do something else. I don't want my daughter getting hit. I wouldn't like that too much. So I want her to do something in the medical field or a lawyer or something. I don't know, something like that. Be like an engineer or something on the computer.
or a doctor, and that way, if by chance you get busted up, you can go now fix me up.
Right. I just don't want her to get hit. Like I don't like. When you have a dog, do you have kids?
I don't. I would love to one day, and fingers crossed it'll happen at some stage, but no, I don't.
Yeah.
But I love kids.
If you do have a child, you'll understand, man. Like, the toughest guys in the world, like me, I grew up gang violence, stabbed and hit in the head with a hammer. I've so many fights growing up. I mean, you couldn't scare me with a gun. Like, I'm just not a person that's intimidated by anybody. But my daughter scares me. I am scared of my daughter. I'm just not scared of, like, physically. I'm just scared of her not liking me or saying, "Dad, I hate you," or something like that. That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of I'm scared of me and her not having a connection, or me and her not having a good father daughter, friendship. That's what scares me. I'm scared of not being a good dad to her. That's what I'm scared of. So, like, they make you soft when it comes to them. I'm tough with anybody, but with her, I'm just like, you know.
And I totally got that, because I did see a post of yours. I think it was on her third birthday, and you said, she's the only person in the world that you would back down from, or things like that. So I totally, I totally got that. When I read that post, I was like, like, she definitely plays a key part in your life, so to speak.
Yeah, she's everything. Like, I could, like, I worry myself, like, bad. Like, people talk about anxiety of fights. I don't really have anxiety, but I have to pull my truck over on the side of the road and sit for like 5 or 10 minutes at a time, because my daughter lives with her mom in Miami, and I live in North Carolina. So I read crazy stuff and see crazy stuff on the internet, like mass shootings or pedophiles and all that stuff. And I'm not around my daughter to protect her, so I just start thinking about, like, just crazy stuff, and, like, pull over and just, like, have to calm down, like, what's going on with my daughter? Like, somebody's, like, then I call her mom, or I text her mom, like, how's Camilla doing? So it's like, that's where most of my anxiety comes from. If I can't sleep or something, it's not because of the fight. It's because I'm thinking about what's going on with her.